Because they later found out it wasn't just him that was being a predator, but it was other coaches. Guess how many cases were open within 20 years?
You gonna have to tell me, bro. I don't know.
360.
360 cases
of coaches throughout United States gymnastics.
Yeah,
360? Nobody wanted to look in this out of the 360.
Yeah, they got an epidemic going on, and they got to clean that up.
I mean, in a nutshell, guys. Now, they said that was over a 20-year span.
But I mean, after you get to like 20 or so, you got to think like, hey,
360?
We got a problem. Wouldn't you have to like sit down and be like, hey, we got a problem? It needs to be cleaned up.
Well, you would
or
think.
Or do you just keep sweeping it under the rug?
Well, this is who's doing the sweeping. Because, of course, any type of allegations has to go up to the CEO, right?
Yeah.
Well, the CEO of the United States Gymnastics team, Steve Penny, resigned last year.
Of course.
And why did he resign? Because his name was mentioned in some of the lawsuits. Oh. He was also part of this damn sexual assault scheme.
Starts at the top.
Then there's Michigan State University. Now, I spoke with, as I mentioned before, one of the victims' lawyers, and he stated that the client, along with many other women, warned the university about this behavior, and they brushed it off. Said that the university officials would make them think like they were lying. Would talk to the girls and be like, you know what? At the end of the day, after them coming to officials, they would leave the meeting and like, well, maybe he didn't rape me. Maybe I was not sexually harassed. This is officials at the University of Michigan State.
I can believe that. Because that's their job, is to sweep it under the rug and make sure the scholarships and the money keeps rolling in for the school. It's no excuse, but they will turn your head inside out. If you go in there without no representation and talking to them, they'll turn you inside out and have you thinking maybe you lying. Maybe you was wrong. Maybe it didn't happen.
Man, there was like at the university, at least 14 Michigan State representatives or officials knew about Nassar nearly 20 years before the arrest. 2014, Michigan State launched a Title IX investigation from a report, but they dropped the investigation in 3 months. 3 months, Jay.
Any reasoning they said, or just
they dismissed the claim. Listen to this. They told the girl that she didn't know the difference between sexual assault and an appropriate medical procedure. What's appropriate about sticking your hand up someone's anus at the age of 6? Ungloved. There were stories that one Olympian, he told their parents that he wanted to conduct a study on injuries, and he wanted to do it with their daughter. So he had the daughter come over to his home, made her strip down naked and take a bath. That was part of the study, supposedly. After she took a bath, he told the girl, okay, now it's time for your award, where he would lay her down and give her a massage naked. She said she knew something wasn't right at the time, but now later, as an adult, she knew she was getting sexually abused. And the funny part, Jay, man, doing this investigation, this clown was, just like earlier, still allowed to work. Doing a Title IX investigation. And now you have him sitting in court facing 60 years, which he is scheduled to appeal. But the trickle-down effect has happened. You had the CEO quit, who was also involved in the lawsuits. You have another school covering up a damn sexual assault case, just like Penn State University. All these officials, coaches knew about it, said nothing. And now you have over 150 women victimized because nobody wanted to listen to them and nobody wanted to open up a proper investigation and get this sick bastard the hell out of Michigan State.
Yeah, he should have been gone in 2000 when that civil suit was filed against him. But
so there's plenty more. That's really Larry Nassar in a nutshell. As the court cases continue, he's facing 60 years. He's set to appeal, but he has 2 more court cases coming against him in counties in Michigan. Jay, your final thoughts on this fool?
Man, just my final thoughts, just in general. Hopefully, this will be a sign to the next administration or the next, FBI field office. Like, you can't keep sweeping these things under the rug. Do you want to be the next Michigan State or the next Penn State? Do you want to be the next Harvey Weinstein? Do you want to, hopefully this is showing people the right way to handle things. And it's just got to change. Like you said, I just don't understand, how he can be that valuable to a university where you sweep 360 complaints under the rug. What is he bringing to you, Michigan State, that's so important that you gotta just...
Are there not any other doctors that can do what he do? He's the only one in the country?
And even if it's not, so what? You just can't be here no more,
He cannot continue to do what he's doing.
Even if he's the greatest doctor of all time, he's the GOAT of doctors. It's nothing that you can provide, a service that is so great where I can sweep that under the rug. There's just no way. Why? It's the risk reward doesn't make any sense. But like I said, hopefully this shows the next administration, hey, this ain't worth it. When they get a complaint, hey, it's not worth it. We need to do the right thing and get this on.
Man. My closing thought is to think we are sending our daughters to seek treatment to essentially get better, only to have this piece of shit make them worse mentally and physically, is disgusting. These women busted their butts in sports to reach the highest pedestal, man. Mm-hmm. USA Olympians. That should be the greatest feeling in the world as an athlete, to become an Olympian. Only to have that taken away from you. I hope someone in prison decides to play doctor with this fool.
I hope they play Dr. Kevorkian.
I can't, man. That's all we got on Larry Nassar. We're going to end this podcast with Outside the Lines explaining, I guess, what's up to date with the story. Next week's show, Super Bowl preview. Look like it's going to be the Patriots versus the Eagles. Philadelphia is beating the brakes off of Minnesota as we speak.
7-31.
And now I have to listen to Philadelphia Eagles fan for an additional 2 weeks.
Nick Foles. Super Bowl quarterback Nick Foles.
His trade value is going to be high.
He's going to demand a huge contract.
I am looking forward to Brady ripping the hearts out.
I was going to apologize to Case Keenum because last week or the last show I called him a backup quarterback and he was masquerading and he proved me wrong last week. But this week, yeah, you're a backup quarterback, buddy.
Oh, man. But to end everything off, man, like I said, next week's show is going to be the Super Bowl preview. It's going to be fun. We have to discuss the state of the Cleveland Cavaliers. That's just a mandatory topic. Duke. Duke is the new Kentucky.
Duke is the new Duke. Okay? Don't compare us to that.
Powerhouse Duke University.
Damn right we
Makes me sick my damn stomach.
Don't be mad. Don't be mad.
Once again, shout out to Heavens to Hers and also Innovative Piano Studio here in Greenville, South Carolina. Go check those ladies out. Both of them are excellent people. They will make sure they treat you right. Exceptional customer service to Danye and Alicia. So I hope this brings something to you guys' business. Good luck with your endeavors. But I just want to leave it here before we play that soundbite. Mothers and fathers, think about who's watching your kids, man. We talked about this on the Penn State podcast. Boy, it's not a whole lot of people you can trust. You think you can trust your damn doctor or your coaches or the administration. 3 of the most important people in college looking after your children.
They don't care.
But
about the money.
Nothing happens to them. And they're just out here running amok and all up in Hollywood, all up in college. Then we have 2 of the worst sexual scandals I've ever witnessed, both in the Big Ten Conference.
Is Baylor in the Big Ten?
I don't know.
I think they're Big 12.
Big Ten, though, man. Y'all need to look into this stuff as well. I haven't heard anything from you. You have 2 of the sickest freaking schools in America.
Well, hopefully, again, we won't have. I don't think we'll have another Baylor.
I hope to God not.
Yeah.
We need to do a podcast on Baylor. I'll let y'all slide somehow.
Yeah, and I don't think we'll have another. Well, I didn't think we have another Penn State, but we kind of sort of do in Michigan State. But hopefully, this is showing universities the right way. And eventually, if you don't do it the right way, it's gonna come to light. You can't hide it forever.
Exactly. And one place it will show up on is here on Enough with the BS podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed the pod. Once again, we'll see you next week to cover the Super Bowl. It's definitely going to be fun. It's going to be fun. We might have to cram that Cleveland in, a big wrestling pay-per-view. So maybe another barbershop style type show. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We love each and every one of you. Thank you for tuning in. We will catch you next week. We out.
Judge Janet Neff handed Larry Nassar a 60-year sentence. He was facing 3 charges relating to the federal child pornography case. Each of those carried potentially up to a 20-year sentence, and he got the maximum, 60 years, because those 3 20-year sentences will run consecutively. It is the most he could have received. It was a hearing that was packed with a number of the women who have accused him of sexually abusing them during medical exams, packed with attorneys, family members. During the hearing, Nassar himself spoke. He referred to the child pornography as a skeleton in his closet. He said, "I really did try to be a good person. I really did try to help people, but Judge Janet Neff was having none of it." She said the defendant here violated the most sacred principle of medicine, first do no harm. I have reviewed all of the victim statements, and what is perhaps the most devastating is the sense of self-worth that these girls and young women have had destroyed. Mr. Nassar, she went on, is, and in my view, will continue to be, a danger to children. He has demonstrated that he should never again have access to children. Now, Nassar's attorney, Matt Newberg, and Shannon Smith, they spoke with reporters after the sentencing. They said that Mr. Nassar is devastated by this and that he does plan to appeal. He has 14 days to issue an appeal, but for the moment, he is facing, looking down the barrel, Bob, of a 60-year sentence, and his criminal cases are not over, as you alluded to. He has 2 cases in different counties here in Michigan where he is accused of actually sexually abusing patients during medical exams. Now, I referenced that a number of the victims were in court. One of those was Michaela Maroney, a former Olympian, a member of the gold medal-winning 2012 Olympic team in London. She was here with her mother, Erin. Yesterday, we reported that both she and her mother submitted very graphic and chilling letters to the court urging the judge to hand down the greatest sentence possible. Those letters were among more than 2